back to Cape Town Curly. My name is Amanda Carpede and I'm bringing you my most highly requested and most shared video ever. Today we're going to be speaking about hair porosity. Now, if you were anything like me when you started your natural hair journey or just found out about hair porosity, you're probably asking yourself, what the is hair porosity anyway? The topic is extremely controversial, extremely confusing, but today we are going to break it down for you. I'm going to speak about what the definition of hair porosity is, the different tests that you can take, the different types of porosity, as well as some of the characteristics of your hair porosity. So, hair porosity basically means the way your hair absorbs and retains moisture. Now, this may not sound like much, but it's actually very important because if you know your hair porosity, you will know what methods to use on your hair, which products to use, and why your hair reacts in certain ways. If you have normal or medium porosity hair, you pretty much know what your hair loves and you've sorted out your hair regimen and you are good to go. For this video, we are going to be concentrating on low and high porosity hair. Now, if you have low porosity hair, your hair strand will look like this. So you'll notice that the cuticles are closed. Nothing is going to go in at all. Some of the characteristics of low porosity hair is you're going to suffer from product buildup quite a lot. You're going to have to go in with a shampoo at least once a week, or so it will feel. You can't really do heavy butters because it will just sit on your hair. It's not going to absorb into your hair. You'll notice that when you go for a color treatment, the product just doesn't take on your hair immediately. And also, there's a 90% chance that your hair is protein sensitive. Yes, you heard me right. That's the reason why protein doesn't really take on your hair or why you can't use coconut oil. It's because your hair is protein sensitive and there's a 90% chance that you have low porosity hair. Now, if you have high porosity hair, your hair strand will look like this. You'll notice that the cuticles are open. That means that you're going to add on the water and your hair is just going to suck it up. And the same goes with products. It's just going to suck everything up. But that's not always a good thing because as much as your hair is just going to suck up all that moisture, it's going to let it go just as fast. So, with high porosity hair, the characteristics are your hair is going to need heavier butters. You'll notice that your hair tangles so much easier. Your hair dries so much faster and your hair loves protein. Now, the slip and slide test is when you take a strand of hair and if you can find a strand of hair, and then you take your pincher fingers and you run your fingers up your hair. Now, if the strand is all smooth, it means you have low porosity hair. And if you have high porosity hair, you can kind of like feel the cuticles. Now, I don't buy that because what if you have single strand knots? And what if you have butters on and what if your hair is just kinky? So, I don't trust that one too much. The second test I want to speak about is the spray bottle test. That's when you, in fact, let's do that one now. Hold on. Spray bottle. She back. So with the spray bottle test, you take a spray bottle with a little bit of water and you spray your hair very lightly with water. Now, according to the spray bottle test, I have low porosity hair, because these beads of water indicate that my cuticles are shut, which is of course characteristics of low porosity hair. My cuticles are shut and water doesn't absorb. But now, what if I have oil on my hair? Maybe it's best that the spray bottle test gets done on freshly washed and shampooed hair. No conditioner, no leave-in conditioner, no oil, no nothing. Maybe then it would work. For the third and final test, yep, you've guessed it, it's the glass of water test. You're gonna find this test everywhere. It's all over the interwebs and everybody knows about it. However, it can still be quite controversial and confusing. The idea is you take a glass of water and you take a strand of your hair that you find in your brush or your comb and you plop it in the water. Now, if it floats on top, it means that you have low porosity hair. If it's somewhere in between, it means that you have medium or normal porosity hair. And if it sinks right to the bottom, you have high porosity hair. Now, on doing my research, I discovered that there's something called tension surface. Now, I have no idea what that means. Why I had no idea what it meant because I'm not Bill Nye the Science Guy. However, apparently the water surface could have like a layer on it. So it's best to give the hair a little bit of a jolt by taking a teaspoon and just like sinking it a little bit. I'm not sure how that works. Anyway, the other problem with that test is the fact that you can't just go picking hair from wherever because you don't know whether you have leave-in conditioner in that hair, whether there are oils in that hair, and also the fact that your hair has its own natural oils. So maybe the best thing to do when you try the test out is to actually shampoo that hair, rinse it off, make sure that it's dry, and then do the test, because you need to do the test on freshly washed hair. So there are certain things that you need to know about hair porosity, and these are things that I've learned recently. This has been a really fantastic experience for me. For example, we know that hair porosity is determined by your genes, right? That is something that I've always known, that it depends, like if your mother has low porosity hair or if your mother has high porosity hair, you could have high porosity hair as well because it's in your genes. But what I did not realize is that your hair porosity can change. Yes, it can change. I had no idea about this. If you chemically process your hair, if you use dyes on your hair, or if you start getting gray hair, yes, your hair porosity can change. I was shooketh when I heard this. I had no idea about it, but apparently it's true. When you get older and when you get gray, your hair porosity can change. The other thing that I discovered is that on your head right now, just like you have different hair types on your hair, you can have different hair porosities. Now, this is the reason why porosity is so confusing to everybody, because we could have more than one porosity on our hair. We can go ahead and do the tests, but we may be testing different parts of our head. This part may be low porosity, that part may be high porosity. So we understand why it's so confusing, right? What is the solution to this? I've said this so many times and I'm going to say it again. Spend some time with your hair, and listen to your hair, because it's speaking to you constantly. When you're in the shower, how does a specific shampoo work with your hair? How does co-washing work with your hair? Does your hair love it? Does your hair hate it? Does your hair love coconut oil? Does it prefer argan oil? Do you like butters? you need to ask yourself all these questions. In fact, I think it's very important, and it's the reason why I started blogging. Document your hair journey. Keep a hair journal. Write down what your hair loves, what products work for you. Write that down. And if you can get samples of products, get that in, use it on your hair, and see how your hair handles it. That's the solution to the problem, or at least I think it is the solution, and it has definitely worked for me. So yes, hair porosity is definitely important because it helps determine which products to use, and it helps determine which methods to use on your hair as well. But the most important thing is that you listen to your hair, because it's telling you what it loves and what it doesn't. Thank you so much for watching. If you know your hair porosity, please leave a comment down below, or if you have any questions you'd like to ask about hair porosity, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you about that. These are my social media handles. Please feel free to follow, like, and subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And if you have any suggestions for other videos, please do let me know. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Make that boom boom this. Make that bounce the this. Make that boom boom this. Make that like that. Make that boom boom this. Make that bounce the this.